the shed, my she shed. Yet again, as always in my videos, there's some noise in the background. Stephen has got his chainsaw out and he's getting our trees chopped down for the next season's wood, or the next season after the next season, who knows. I've come to my shed. I need some more onions in the house, so at the moment this is where I'm keeping this year's onions. So they're actually storing really well in here. Some have got a bit, that's fine, that's just a blemish on the skin. Some have, yeah, we've lost a couple, but these are doing fantastic. And typically I didn't keep the name of them last year, so I can't grow them again this year. But they were from Wilco's. So this year, to support our grocery challenge that we're doing, which is a whole different video on, but also just because this is what we want to do every year, for the first time ever for us, we are attempting to grow a year's worth of food, specifically veg. So what we'd like to do is have enough veg on the shelves throughout this year that we don't touch. So come the end of the year, we can say we have a year's worth of veg preserved on the shelves, in the freezer, dehydrated, whatever choice we make. But that also means that in order to do that, we need to have enough veg to sustain us through this year as well. So we need to grow enough to eat from now until the end of the year and obviously into next year. But also we need to be able to produce 12 months worth of food. So that is an absolutely huge task for us. We've never done it before and I'm so excited to get started. So as is with anybody who's into gardening and growing their own veg, January is all about planning, maybe getting the odd seeds in, such as your leeks, your onions, maybe some brassicas, winter salads, that kind of thing, peppers, potentially tomatoes, chilies. So what I wanted to share with you, in an upcoming video, I'll take you through all of the seeds that we've picked for this year and get those going. At the moment, I don't actually have any compost, which I'm devastated about, but it's lockdown here in England and it's non-essential travel is completely banned. So at the moment, I'm not going to go and get some. We'll figure that out somehow. Anyway, so I'm going to take you around our growing areas, growing space that we've got now. It's not, well actually it's prettier than it was because everything's covered in snow at the moment, so it's probably a better time to show you than when it was all just sloppy mud a couple of weeks ago. So I can hear one of the kids shouting at me, so I'm going to go and see what they want, and I'm going to take you around the growing space that we've got and explain to you a couple of exciting things that I've got coming up this year. So I've just come into the greenhouse and I actually fibbed. I totally forgot that we have got some compost. We stocked up just before Christmas, so that is a bonus and that means I can get sowing seeds, so I'm so excited. We've got 5 plants of Taunton Dean perennial kale, which are just looking fantastic. They took so easily, they needed no looking after whatsoever, not bothered by the cold or anything. I've got some spinach that I put in at the back end of October, some radish, winter salad leaves that we're going to get transplanted into the polytunnel as soon as possible, some broccoli stromboni, which will just stay in there for a while. These seeds didn't germinate. This was a test because I thought those seeds were no good, so they're getting binned. What have we got here? Oh, this is cabbage. This is an F1 cabbage that we should get early spring, all year round cauliflower. I've really intermittent success with cauliflower. Boltardi beetroot. Some leftover onions that I just didn't want to get rid of, and some garlic, so they will take up the space for any that didn't work outside. This is a chuckleberry plant. So this was recommended by Liz Zorab and I'm so pleased that she has, because I love anything a little bit different like this. So you can see, if you can, it's actually starting to bud. Oh, there's Stephen with his chainsaw again. And these are my broad beans. I can't pronounce it. It's the Aqua Claudia, however you pronounce it. You know which one I mean. So they're all looking really healthy. So I'm really pleased with those. So that's all we've got going on. Oh, I tell a fib. This is another present that I was given for my 40th. So I got this in a pressure canner. What more could a girl want? So this is a mulberry tree from Victoriana Nurseries. Doesn't look like it's up to much at the moment. It's in its dormant season, so we'll see. We'll see how that comes along. Wow, that is so thick. You can't even lift it out, can you? Oh, is that cold? Yeah. You should have gloves on. So we've got the polytunnel there. which has just got some winter salad veg in it. This is a little herb bed that I have. So there's some wild garlic in here, feverfew, some chives, and space for something else. I think I might put some chamomile in there. We've got some herbs along the edge there. And this is actually garlic that's growing. The other bits that you might be able to see popping up are onions. We've got onions all in this bed too. These beds are the ones that are left over from last year. So the kale just amazes me. I mean, it's just, look at the colours on that. It's just standing up to this weather. Bring it on. So these beds will be emptied and will be covered with muck. So we've got horses, so we have ample supply of horse muck. This kale is the purple curly kale. It's actually doing better than I thought. The only thing about the curly kale I found is that it's more difficult to clean. So these sprouts we didn't get to, so all of this bed can be taken up and get ready for spring. Okay, so coming into the next part of our growing area, this is the mini orchard as we call it. Doesn't look like much at the moment, but I want to compare this video in the summer to show you exactly what it's like, because I think that'll be fantastic. So we've got lots of apple trees that we got off an English homestead. This area here with the pallets on it is where we had our pumpkins this year. Didn't do very well, but that's okay. Maybe it was just not a great year for squash and pumpkins. Lots of different trees here. Pear, apple, little honeyberry bush, black currant over there in the pot, apricots, almonds. That's a little pear tree. I can't actually remember what this one is because we've had 2 years where it's just shot up in size and not produced anything except leaves. The frost got it the year before last. Another apple tree. This is a fantastic apple tree. First early eaters, this one. And then just more trees here. All apple, all edible. So if we turn around and come through here, that's the rest of the plot. So that's the shed on the right there where I was just speaking to you from. This first bed here has got some rutabaga, some Swedes left in it, some garlics that I planted over a year ago that didn't come up when they were supposed to come up have suddenly sparked into life. So I'm just going to leave those. And at the back some more rutabaga. This here was the old strawberry bed, which actually we're taking out because we've moved it to a different bed. We've got rhubarbs, and then we've had to put 2 pallets up because these summer raspberries that I put in are absolute thugs. Now I know raspberries are thugs anyway, but these guys were just killing off everything. So I'm going to cut those down as one of my jobs in the next few weeks through January and February while they're dormant. This bed here, I'm so pleased it's snowing because it's an absolute disgrace. So the bit where there's actually you can't see any growth is because there's black woven ground membrane under it. These bits here were the last of my beans that got took over by the weeds. So this bed is just a start again bed. The weeds are horrendous, to be fair, in that one. Oh, these are the strawberries. Look at them. Are you okay in there, guys? So this is going to be a full strawberry bed. And this sorry looking thing is the asparagus bed that has been pulled down by the snow last night. So that, when this clears, needs repairing. Absolutely fantastic asparagus though when it gets going. This bed here was lots of beans, so Greek beans, gigantes, do you pronounce it? Runner beans, sunflowers actually in this bed as well. Awesome bed this year. This bed is another one that's just got some leftover kale and cabbages in. They'll all go to the chickens now. And then we've got another 2 of the same width and length. These are all onions in this one. These 3 beds this year will all be outdoor tomatoes, called Outdoor Girl. Fantastic variety of tomatoes that we found to grow here in the northeast, and they've done really well. So I'm going to have 3 beds up here because remember we're trying to grow a year's worth of stuff, so we're going to need a lot more than that, but these will be tomatoes up here this year. Now this bed is the most interesting bed that I want to talk to you about. I'm going to measure it so I know exactly what I'm working with. I did measure it and I didn't write it down, so of course then I forgot. So at the moment, these are the Jerusalem artichokes, which need to come up, but are quite happy under the ground until this passes. Again, more cabbages ready for the chickens, a few sprouts that actually we might get to harvest for Sunday dinner today, we'll see, and a few purple sprout and broccoli just at the back that are really doing quite well despite everything. That's not what I want to talk to you about. What I want to talk to you about is that we are doing growing on a small space theme this year as well. So we're going to take the size of this veg bed here and see how much we can grow in there, should that be the only growing space that you've got. So I'm really excited to do that. So could a family of 4 live off that size space or not? I can't wait to find out. Here, where Jack is, are all the gooseberry bushes. Not really up to much at the moment, you can't really see anything. This netting, oh, it's all collapsed, so that's another job to sort as soon as it's safe to do so. And these are my absolutely amazing. So this is black currant bush, red currant and white currant, which is productive but not as productive as the other two. Are you trying to be a reindeer? So between those fence posts are my raspberries. They're autumn and summer fruiting, so they're both, and they are fantastic. So I'm going to be taking some cuttings off those canes this year. And under here, you can't tell, but there is 4 amazing rhubarb plants too. We love rhubarb here. And we're back to the start, back to the orchard. And there's one more place that I want to show you. So not only are we trying to grow a year's worth of veg to put on the shelves for ourselves, as well as enough to eat whilst we're doing that, I'm trying to do the challenge to see how much veg we can grow in a small space. So I've shown you what that looks like, but this is another idea I've got now. So again, excuse the noise, I'm right near where Stephen's working, and I've got some friends. Hi Netto, hi Child. Okay, let me flip the camera around and show you what's going on here. This is the area that we had for the pigs this year. So the pigs turned over all of this space for us. We did grow a little bit here as well, so that was sectioned off away from the pigs. So that bit hasn't been turned over, but it is covered with ground membrane. So this whole area here is covered with ground membrane, which took some doing. And that's why you can see all the pallets on it, and there's metal sheeting in there as well. Because what we want to do is, first of all, stop any weeds growing, warm the ground up come spring, because this is going to be my preserving growing area. So the plan here is that everything that grows in here will go straight into some form of preserving, be it in the freezer or the canner or whatever it might be. Everything in here will be preserved straight away all at once. So we're not trying to stagger anything in this area. We're trying to get it so it's all ready at once. Then we spend specific days canning, growing, dehydrating, freezing, whatever it might be. And then hopefully that'll send us well on our way to having a year's worth of food on the shelves, as I call it. Hello. What have you got there?
Very hard.
Real life. If you're interested to see if we managed to grow a year's worth of food, then please subscribe, join along, leave us some comments, let us know what you do, what you're interested in, if you're a hobbyist, if you do it more seriously. So we have no idea how this is going to turn out, but we're serious about it, interested, passionate. What more could you want? So now I'm going to head inside, check out the seeds, get back to the planning, and I'm going to do a separate video on that for you to be able to see what we're growing this year, what varieties and where.